This cigarette right now
that's
is
crazy.
about to give
that's
me.
crazy. That's crazy.
You said it. My marriage tore up. My job pissing me off. I'm stressed
crazy.
the whole nine.
Yeah.
This cigarette in
Right
this
now,
moment.
about to make you feel good.
Spare me with the you gonna be living in ecstasy out of a house on the hill.
The commercial with the,
Bruh.
you know, the hands with the back.
I don't listen. Hey,
You watching that smoking.
And listen.
You watching it smoking. You need prayer.
But here go the thing. That's okay. Because what else? The other thing that you selling me ain't real either. I'm about to get my health back. I'm about to have this money. I'm about to get this house on the hill. I may not ever achieve that. What I can achieve
It's this right now.
Secret to Success podcast, baby.
What's going on, world? Welcome to another edition of the Secret to Success podcast. I'm your host, CJ, joined as always by the Bayesian sensation, Mr. Carl Wesley Phillips.
What's going on, y'all? What it do?
Dr. King is in the building. Dr. King, how you feeling, man?
Man, I'm good, brother. Good. Got my stretching out the way today.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Put a little stretching.
Yeah.
Blake is here with the curls out.
Shake the curls as you walk by, Blake.
Come on, you see it. You see it. You know what I'm saying? Back in my day, boy. You know what I'm saying? My hair was flowing like that.
Never.
Never?
No, I'm just saying, you ain't wear your hair like that.
No. I don't.
Now, back in my day,
Yeah.
my mom wouldn't let me, I know that's natural, but my mom wouldn't let me get a Jerry curl.
You was trying to get
I wasn't, but everybody had one, though.
Everybody.
If you was
NWA.
dope, you had one. Yeah.
NWA had y'all
No
one.
question. I don't know if NWA had us.
It wasn't
wanting to
that.
do
I thought it was West Coast that had the.
I
No,
don't
West
know.
Side.
Before that,
West
it was.
side of Chicago.
Yeah. Everybody was.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Before my time.
Everybody
I just
had
remember
Jerry.
Eazy-E and NWA.
Yeah, that was late 80s. They
and
was
Ice Cube.
That was like 89, 90. It was
Boys in the
before
Hood.
Yup.
Bruh, Boys in the Hood. When I seen Cube with that little curl with the Detroit hat, I say, yeah. Douglas, how you feeling, man? Talk to us, bro.
feel
You
good.
came in on fire.
I'm ready, bro. I am on fire. I'm ready.
So you don't want me to tell no jokes before we get going, or you just want, you know what I'm saying? I got a couple I could tell. Talk to us. What you feeling?
Carl, can you do this for me real quick? Can you look up the word delusional?
Delusion.
Okay, I like
I
most.
already see where this is going.
Mark, can you look up the term reality? Can you look up reality?
All right,
for me?
delusional describes.
What you need me to look
You
up?
ready?
Yeah, just be on post.
Okay, got
All
you.
right, delusional. This is just the pop-up from, Google do the AI joint now. Delusional describes someone holding on to false beliefs that are not based in reality, even in the face of evidence to the contrary. Holding on to false beliefs that are not based in reality, and even in the face of evidence to the contrary.
Yeah. Mark, can you look up reality?
Reality, the first one that pops up says the world or the state of things as they actually exist, as opposed to an idealistic or notional idea of them.
Yeah. So I want to take it. I just want to
Take your time, Pastor.
I just want to be a blessing.
your time,
I want to be a
Pastor.
blessing. And one of the jobs that I have, Ma, I didn't realize I had this job. But when you love people, bro, one of the jobs that you have is like you want to solve for X. You know, you want to solve for X, bro. And I've been trying to help people, and I'm like, no, I'm doing it wrong. The root is you delusional. That's the root. You're delusional. And when you're delusional, because I used to be like, bro, you're not getting it. You're not trying. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. I'm like, oh, no. That's not the reality. The reality is you're delusional. So you are getting up early in the morning. You are putting forth effort. Like you are, trying to do some things, right? I'm talking to this the group I'm talking to right now. I'm not talking to the group that sleep in and don't got no dreams, got no goals. I'm talking to the group that you grinding and you're not seeing what you want to see because you're delusional. And one of the things that you're going to have to address is reality. Okay, so I'm going to say this, and then we could take this wherever you want to take it, right? So two things. So number one, I live in reality. the reality is I am a very good speaker. Like the reality is my gift is my voice. My gift is in my passion. My gift is in, the way I break content down, right? So I saw this the other day, and the Pope died. This is a minute ago. The Pope died. The Monday after Easter, he died. And so they were showing like, who he was and what he did. And I don't know how they showed it, but it was like medals. Like they were showing these kids and like he was blessing kids and some kind of way the medals you could get based on the type of community service you do. And of course, one of them was the Nobel Prize. And right? And one of the things that it said, it was dope, bro. It was like helped others. So it had all the medals and like a brief description of what you would have to do to get those medals.
Okay.
And so it said Nobel Prize, it said help millions.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, that's crazy. So I was like, yo, the reality is when I get the Nobel Prize, it's going to be difficult because if you help millions, it was hundreds who helped you help millions. You feel me? So I was kind of just sitting there like, man, it's going to be tough, bro. Because when I do the speech, they're only going to give me so much time. But I would have to just break everybody down who helped me to help millions. You feel me? Like, it's no way for one individual to sit there and say, you really won the Nobel Peace Prize. Like, it's no way to say that. Because you can't help millions by yourself, right? So what does that have to do with our topic today? It has everything to do with our topic because I'm a realist. And so as I was thinking about the prize, I was real about, I can't get up here and act like I did this by myself because I didn't.
Yeah.
Like everybody who did whatever they do well added to me being able to get this prize, right? So what does that mean, E? It means that I understand that what I do in the grand scheme of things has a percentage to it. I'm not gonna sit here and say in this crew what my percentage is. Like I wouldn't say it's 25, I wouldn't say it's 30. I don't know. I just know it's not 100%. Let me just say that so that you can understand what I'm saying. I would be delusional to think that I could have gotten to where I am today without, Carl's videography sees Brandon, like I would have never got here. And so I think where most people go wrong is you're delusional. So because I'm not delusional, I didn't get a PhD or get the New York Times bestseller book and go, yo, I'm good. I don't need Carl no more. I'm good. I'm good, bro. I don't need to see no more. Like,
better not.
yeah, what the work that C did is like, it was for a season.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I'm just being real. It's people who are not successful today who were once successful because they got to a point where they start drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
They really started to believe like I'm dope on my own, right? And I don't need nobody else, right? And then there's another group that's out here putting in work, and you putting in all this work, but it's never gonna work because you're delusional. Like you're not. All right, now let me give y'all an example of what I mean by delusional, right? So, and I have to be honest, right? I got to be real honest. If you are, and I want to give you a team, but let's just say you're on a team. If you're on a team, there is a person who's the franchise player, and you're not the franchise player. Like it just is what it is, right? It just is what it is.
Yeah, it's only max 2 players that can get the max.
That's it. It's no more can't get it.
Yeah.
So if you the third leg, you gotta know.
So on the podcast, who getting the max and who getting?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm just curious.
I started off by
Let's
saying,
just give a real life example.
I think in your fairness, I think you would have to almost say it depends on what sport you're playing.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
but he's saying like basketball,
Of course.
it would be that. So I'm just saying to y'all, y'all gotta hear me.
Yeah.
Before we go around. I want you to hear me. I don't think your problem is your problem. I think your problem is you're delusional.
Yeah.
So once you recognize I'm not the franchise player.
But even if you came in for 1 minute. You got 1 point. You average 1 point.
You feel me? I'm just saying, when you realize.
Nah, yeah, you hitting on something, and I think I sent it to you and maybe LDH the other day. But Draymond was talking about like, yo, people could dog me out, do whatever, but I'm borderline Hall of Fame right now, and I understood when I came in I had a role.
Yeah.
And that's to get Steph the ball, that's to play lockdown defense and set screens. Like he said, but this is the delusional part. You know what he said though? He said, bro, I wish we could find the clip. He said, the crazy part is though, people be coming up to me talking about, oh, my son played just like you. And he was like, bro, that mean your son suck. He said, because they talking about high school. Yeah. He said, I averaged 30 in high school. Draymond was player of the year at Michigan State. He was a national player of the year. He was 100% points, balling. He said, when I got to the NBA, I started playing like this. Your son playing like this in the 9th grade. That don't equal. Yeah. And I was like,
bro, that's all I'm trying to say, bro. Delusional. I'm just saying, there's nothing wrong with your marriage. You're delusional. I'm just saying, we talked about it a couple weeks ago with homegirl not dressing up for my man. You feel like she should dress up. You being delusional. Like you being delusional. Yeah. So once you get reality, and that's what I was like, let's do some homework to figure out whatever.
So you're saying we need to self-assess?
Bruh, I'm just
2026.
Saying. Hey, I'm just saying, Ma. I'm just saying that. I always want to be. I don't want to piss nobody off.
No,
but I'm saying
better. You work better like that.
Okay, good. So I'm just saying, I want y'all to hear what I'm saying. The bigger problem you're having is not the problem that you think you're having. The biggest problem you're having is you're delusional. Like you don't want to be real about the circumstance of the situation. We just left the church, Ma. I promise you. We just left the church. And the dude, the plumber came in and was like, okay, y'all having problems with y'all plumbing. He was like, here go the real challenge. Whoever put y'all toilets in. He was like, I don't know what he called him.
Was it Diddy?
He called it a Friday plumber.
The Diddy.
He said a Friday plumber?
Yeah, he said a Friday plumber.
Okay, I ain't never heard that.
Okay, maybe he didn't say that, but he was saying whoever did it, it was like
they were about to get off work. Yeah, they were about to get off work.
They about to get off work, and they did a half, job. So it's bubbling.
Yeah.
Right? It's bubbling. So when you hit brrr, and so he was like, I'm going to be real. We going to fix some of this for the pressure, but whoever put the bowl in, that's the problem. Yeah. Now, I already know who put the bowl in. I already know it was I don't know the name, but it was like a hookup. Yeah. I'm already knowing it was like somebody that knew somebody, and they called that individual, and they was like, yeah, I got y'all, right, to do it. So I told Didi, I was like, yo, bro, that ain't right. And Didi was like, no, they did a good job she said they did a good job in their eyes. I said, Didi, no, bump that. I'm not accepting that.
Is the toilet flush?
Yeah, I said, I'm not accepting that, Didi. She said, so what you mean by that? I was like, yeah, because I said, if you ask me to speak for free, I'm still going to give you a dog presentation. Yeah. So whatever you need.
If I agree to
do it, I'm coming and I'm going to do it. I said, Didi, we paid this person to do it. Yeah. So whether they got it on discount or not, we paid them to do it. And so she was like, I was like, they didn't do a good job. She was like, they did a good job. I said, no, Didi, if you're a plumber, there is a standard. And so then we stopped. She was like, okay, now that's different. I said, yeah, we paid you. So if we paid you for it to flush, for it not to bubble. And so Didi was like, well, and I said, this is where we go wrong. But you
did say you went on a hookup, which is when you do that, again, so there are levels, right? So like even.
But I told Didi, this is where I'm not cool with that. Even if I get it, I just said it. If you ask me to do something for free, I understand, Ma, as a speaker, I understand what the standard is. Yeah. I'm not going to give you lower than a standard because I gave it to you on discount. I'm not going to lower my standards because it's discount.
You just think about it. As a plumber, you think he just going to do now, because he got a discount, he going to do a halfway job?
No,
knowing that it's not going to work no more?
I'm talking about skill level, right? Like, so remember I told you.
But that's why I said it's a standard.
When we were talking about your kitchen, I said, I got guy A and guy B. Guy A is going to charge you like
absolutely,
that, but it's going to come out like that.
Okay, it may be, but you're talking about drywall.
I'm saying to whoever standards you're talking about, because y'all have a premium standard.
No, I don't have a premium
Somebody
standard.
else is willing to pay half the price for half the
I don't know
that
nobody want
doesn't-
their toilet not fixed though.
Yeah,
see,
I don't-
like
I
there's
don't
nobody
want
that don't want the job
toilet
done right.
to flush.
You know what I'm
Nobody want
saying?
their toilet not to flush.
Right.
It flushed for a while. What do we
Even for 50% off.
Even if it's 50% off, ain't
I
nobody
done used the
want that.
bathroom in the church 1,000
I'm saying
times.
the women's church is what's been messed up, not the guys. The women's is
well.
messed up, which is worse.
Shout out to him
Yeah.
for making
Which
sure
is
the fellas
worse.
was straight.
Yeah,
Which is a lot
Which is a lot worse. And
Okay.
I know why.
Oh, way
because-
worse, of course.
Yeah, I know why. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I get it. So I'm saying, here's what y'all got to understand. You can't be delusional. That's delusional. You're saying, hey, I'm going to give you less of a skill set as a plumber, and then you're going to not end up getting these gigs.
But I'm
because-
saying, but that's like saying, I pay somebody to come speak. You do it free. I pay them 10. They're not going to be as good as you.
no,
There's
I'm-
still
here's what I'm saying.
mastery
No, no.
within the craft.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
my
No,
point.
but I'm telling you, for me, if I show up,
for you, yes.
I don't care what the price is.
But we're assuming that person is a master plumber.
I'm not assuming nothing. I'm saying if Eric Thomas, if I give you a service, I'm not basing it off of what you paying me.
Yeah.
I'm giving you the best that I got. And whatever you said you needed these kids to do, they need to do their homework. They need to stop misbehaving. They need to come to school on time. I'm not going to go, well, we're just going to give you the behavior part.
Right.
We're not going to worry about them coming to class. We're not going to worry about them doing their homework. So I'm just telling you the standard that I have,
Yep.
right, is based on the craft. It's not my individual one. I'm saying in the speaking realm, we know when you do a certain job, this is what the job's supposed to look like. Videography, Carl, you know if somebody got the camera, but the microphone ain't working, you can't
Trash.
say it's trash, bro.
trash.
You can't say, oh, I paid you $400 and the other dude's gonna charge me $4,000, so your sound don't gotta work. No, I'm expecting.
But isn't that how it works, though?
It depends on
shouldn't.
the person.
And I was gonna say,
Yeah.
speaking is a bad analogy because speaking is still subjective. There's
Right.
some people that like you, some people don't.
Right.
Whether you
Plumbing
get
is
your
not.
best or not,
Everything
plumbing
is,
is,
bro.
not.
Yes,
no,
it is.
plumbing
No,
is
plumbing
not.
Yes, it is.
If your toilet ain't
You know when you
flushing,
call
bro.
Uncle Milton to do something.
He's
Shout out
no,
to Uncle Milton.
No, he's not a licensed. I paid a licensed plumber.
Even within the licenses levels,
But
bro.
it, but
Nah,
it
but it
shouldn't
shouldn't be, though.
It
I'm
See,
saying
shouldn't
either
be.
the toilet
shouldn't
gonna
be.
work or it's not gonna work.
Period.
Right. It should have
It
been
should
your
work.
toilet.
I'm saying, okay, it
Don't
can
do
even-
the job. As the plumber, as a professional,
As
he
a
should have said,
professional.
"I'm not gonna do the job." Then I'm not because I
Or
got,
I'm not gonna get it right. What you're asking me for, I'm not saying.
because there's
I'm
only
not,
two
I'm not about
ways to
do that.
install a toilet: the right way or the wrong way.
That's it.
Well, question.
Yeah.
The question is, does he know that he did it the wrong way?
Yes,
Because
he
might
did.
think he does.
Well, that's crap
Yeah,
again.
you
If he
gotta
know
know
that,
that he did.
so
That's
you
what I'm saying.
purposely installing it wrong because of the
Oh.
hookup.
I don't think so. I'm
Yeah,
thinking you
I'm
might
saying,
have
and
done
this is
something
what
and
the
just
other
didn't do
plumber
it
said.
properly.
No, the other plumber said, bruh, when you install
I'm sure
it,
there's a lot of logistics
He said
in
when you install it, you have to flush it on your own to see if it's. He said bubbling is not something that happens 5-6 years later.
Or it happens
Bubbling
that
is what
moment.
happens when you put it in, when you put the bowl in. So it's not like it about to be bubbling. It wasn't bubbling for 2, and then it
Then
bubbled
it
for
start
5.
bubbling.
And so here's what I'm saying. Here's why I think
It's bubbling.
and it's to CJ's point.
toilet bubbling, your stomach bubbling.
Yeah, it's to CJ's
Double
point
bubble.
though. Here go the challenge.
Yeah.
When you're delusional. When you say there's a standard
Okay, so then what's the
outside
difference
standard.
between the guy who charging $4,000 to do it in 400? If it's all the same and just either get fixed or not, why is there such
because
a
some
wide
people try to
range?
get over. Some people try to get over.
I mean, a lot of times people charge not according to the job they're
They
doing,
don't.
but to the knowledge that they have.
and what they think you have. So they'll
I'm
be.
just saying, but
being
why is
real.
there-
So
it
some
should
people
be
it's just, bro. Some
Didi will say to me all the time, when I go get my hair done, don't you come in here. Because if they know you are my husband, they're going to try to charge me more.
Is that
Period.
ET?
I'm just being real. And we saw it happen because my daughter went in somewhere and got her hair done. And then later, her mother's like, where you get it done at? And she told her. And Didi went. And then I came in at the end because the dude saw me and I came in and the lady charged her more. So sometimes people
how
don't
it go.
charge you to the standard. They elevate the standard. But here's all I'm saying to people is you're delusional, right? And we're not dealing with reality. So reality is, right? Whatever it is. In your marriage, it is what it is. Like, and you got to figure out what that is. In your business, reality is what it is. And you got to figure out what it is. But what I'm seeing is a whole bunch of people going, hey, the job that I'm doing, I want $150,000 for it. When it's like, yo, you being delusional right now. That job at max is 30, 40 grand. Right? So guess what you are now? Now you in your feelings, you got an attitude, you pissed off because you going, my bills add up to $150,000.
Right.
So now you pissed because you said, I got a job. And I heard somebody say this, right? And I don't think it's bad, but I heard somebody who was on the other side say, I see where a lot of and I ain't do this, I should have, but a lot of owners are trying to keep the money in their pocket. They not trying to divvy it out, right? And there's a reason why they try to keep it in their pocket. Some of, like, I don't know if it's right or it's wrong, but for those who are trying to keep it in their pocket because they got insurance, because they got taxes to pay, I get it, right? But then there's a group that's the CEO that's thinking a certain way. So when you go, the CEO should be, it's like, hold up, you're delusional now. And not only are you delusional, and I want to help those of you who are doing this, when you go talk to another employee about what you're going through, that's delusional because you can't change. So what you're about to actually do is get fired. And I'm not saying everybody gonna get fired, but there's a group that might get fired. Why? Because when you start talking negative, that person gonna be like, yup, they doing this, yup, they ain't doing that, yup, they ain't doing it. And then you quit. Now that other person you talking to may not quit. They might not be that delusional. Like they gonna stay. But then you end up when what you should have done, because if you have a challenge, you have a right to have a challenge. And we live in a country of freedom of speech. What you should have done was go to somebody that's a decision maker. Like, it's delusional for you to be talking to somebody that don't make the decision about the decision. And guess what's going to happen with that? Nothing good's going to come out of that. You shouldn't be talking about your wife to your wife's mother. You shouldn't be talking to your wife about your wife's best friend. If you got a problem with your wife, you should be talking to your wife. Period. Why? Because can't nobody else change the situation. Now, if you got a homegirl that's going to talk to her and you feel like she can talk some sense into her, cool.
Still to come on the Secrets to Success podcast.
I'm saying, and this may sound weird, but delusion is harder.
Okay.
And here's why I say that.
No, I feel you.
Bruh, you have all the evidence of reality. Your check is nothing.
Yeah.
Your marriage is trash. You got all the evidence of reality. So it's actually more work to put in delusion.
I don't believe that.
No, I'm saying that's what made me change, though, Maul. That's why I personally changed.
I think reality is hard.
Well, here's the thing, though.
Here's the thing is, delusion is harder because you get trapped in it. It's like an addiction.
But I'm saying you
can't get out of.
You gotta work even to get to that because reality is so present. Like you gotta step over reality to go seek for delusion.
But what is reality?
Reality is you broke. Your marriage is tore up. You can see that every single day.
And guess what? I know you're enjoying the podcast. We were right in the flow of it, but look, I got to tell you about the Next Level Speakers Conference. All right, the Next Level Speakers Conference in Atlanta, Georgia, June 7th, 8th, and 9th. I'm telling y'all, it's going down 3 days, over 15 speakers. You know who's going to be there. Myself, E.T., Jamal King, Jeremy Anderson. Y'all, we got Lisa Nichols coming in the building. We got Linda Clemens. We got some beasts in the industry that are going to be there. Trust me, you don't want to miss out. Whether you want to become a professional speaker or just be better with your communication or network with like-minded individuals, June 7th, 8th, and 9th, Atlanta, Georgia. Go to nextlevelspeakersconference.com, nextlevelspeakersconference.com. All right, check it out. All right, let's get back to the podcast.
This came to me yesterday. Somebody sent me this yesterday, and I was like, yo, this is crazy. I'm like, God,
ask E.T.
Watch this. This is crazy, y'all. Watch this. I'm only going to give you 30 seconds. I was like, yo, this is crazy.
This is both for Eric and Dee Dee. In this world of negativity, I want to try to intentionally always focus on honoring and appreciating and loving on the positive. And you guys are part of that. I just want to thank you as, with all the roles you play, pastors, parents, encouragers, inspirers, all those things. They're one and the same, but yet different. I'm just honored at a distance to be able to internalize how you guys approach it, the things you go through, and your sacrifices do not go in vain. Not just amongst God, but even amongst people like myself that are thankful for people like you guys that are willing to be vulnerable publicly for the sake of growth. I know as a father, as a husband, I'm thankful for the vulnerability that, when E preaches and he shares stories of how you guys interact, and sometimes there's a rub, sometimes there's a strengthening because of coming together. Both are needed, right? Because there's growth involved. And I'm thankful that you're willing to be that vulnerable. It teaches me a lot of underlining lessons beyond just the primary point.
I'm
that
finished.
I'm able to.
Let me just say this to you. Bro, I've been doing this for a long time. I can't say I get those calls often. I'm just being real, bro, and I don't care. I don't do what I do for this.
Yeah.
I don't need my man to call. But if you want a raise, you just got one.
Oh, there it is.
I'm just saying, you just got a raise.
And let me just speak to that. This is one of the people that has worked with us that I never had an issue with. I wonder if those two things have something in common. Never
Ever.
had an issue with. I'm talking about everything that I needed, the timing, everything. I'm talking about professional, communicate, everything on point. Huh.
I'm just saying, this is reality,
My.
Mark. Let me say it one more time, y'all. I promise y'all. I did not make this up. I don't need to put this on no podcast. Like, I'm not delusional. I'm running a business. I'm not about to get fired. Yeah. I don't need to put this on here. I'm putting it on for you. Like, yo, this is how, like, if he called me tomorrow with a problem, I'm like, let's go.
Got my
Bro, you know how
attention.
many people I've paid that had complaints and they never called me once and said thank you for what you do, getting on the road, the stuff that you do.
I'm not even sure they listen to. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I'm not 100% sure.
and I'm not speaking to them
No.
directly.
I'm just saying in general.
Yeah.
I don't know that everybody in the past has been a true disciple of the one thing that I always tell people is like, yo, I never lost my fanhood for E. Does that make sense? Like in terms of like not even fanhood is not the right word, but the reverence
respect,
for.
No question.
Bro, I don't look at E like, oh, that's E, so I don't gotta listen to the sermon. Like I be telling people like at Forward and stuff like that, like, hey, I'm down to say hi, but I'm like really listening.
Right, you talking
That's
to me.
like working at
Yeah, I'm
Chick-fil-A
like-
and don't eat Chick-fil-A.
You see what I'm saying? Like
You walking in there with some McDonald's.
yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't like this is like unfortunately for him, he really is. I don't got no other pastor. Yeah. So like that's where I'm getting the word. This is where I'm growing and building. When I'm listening to messages, when I'm at an event, I'm listening. Like I love it. People like speaking and people be like, hey, see, so y'all I'll be like, yo, I'm watching.
I hate that.
I'm like, what, you think I'm here just for entertainment? Like, dog, talking. Like
So I just want to get to the how though, and we're gonna go around to y'all.
Yeah. Go ahead.
But how, Ma, in a world full of delusion, because it's like, and look, y'all gotta understand, I'm an emotional creature. I wasn't like these two dudes before I met them. Like they helped me to be more of a decision makers. Like I grew up emotional, so I get it. But I'm saying the one thing I learned quickly is when you're delusional, it's like you're shooting at a target that doesn't exist, and you're never gonna hit it. And so if you really pissed and you really disgruntled and you really don't like something, like, yo, you gotta figure out how to, like, when you're like not happy, you don't talk to somebody that's going to make you more unhappy. Like if you're really pissed, if you really don't got the money you want, you really do have to have the type of conversations, and you have to have them with the people that can really
make a difference.
Like make a difference. Like, and this is not a I'm pissed off podcast. I'm not. I'm trying to tell you, I got bills to pay. I was talking to Roy yesterday because Roy was like, I want to help y'all with the next book. And I was like, Roy, I need your help. But bruh, me and Roy talking, I promise you. Roy was like, we could do this, we could do that. I was like, Roy, let me just stop you. I don't need none of that. All I need you to do is this and this. But I also know that you need something from the relationship. Let's not play games. You need something. So you're not about to do this for me and not. So he was like, okay, well, we're going to have to do the book, read it, because we need to make sure the group you told me you wanted to go to, I know those people. But I got to make sure the language. So I know y'all great writers, but I need the book. When you finish, I need to look at the book. I need to make sure. I said, okay, bet. What else you need? Okay, well, we got people that work. So I got to make sure Ma, when we finish, bro, being non-delusional, straight up realistic, I don't want this, I don't need this. Just being honest, not speaking around in circles and parables. And you know what he said? He said, now I can't do this for nobody else, but I could do this for you. One, because you and my wife, you got me and my wife. Like we fans. You got us. We know who you are and what you believe in. Let's barter it. I got some opportunities for speaking that I need some corporate training with my people, and you come in and do that. But let's not exchange money. Okay. But you got to serve. And I'm like, bro, where do we sign up at? You know what I'm saying? Let's go. But I was not being delusional. It's like, so New York Times said, Roy, what benefit would us to win another? He was like, because it's going to take us a year. I said, a year? Why is it going to take us a year? Well, we don't want to sell in January because we're going to be competing. I said, what does compete mean? Like, let's not be delusional. When you use the term compete, he was like, everybody doing a book, so it's going to be hard to hit the New York Times. I said, about the New York Times bestseller. We don't have a desire to hit it twice.
Yeah, we
good.
did that. We just went. Yeah, we checked
we
that
good.
off the
That's like
list.
getting 2 doctorate degrees.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know why
I'm
you would
already
need
doctor.
that. I'm a doctor. You know what I'm saying? I want to be more than a doctor.
Right.
You feel me? And so it was like, okay, here's what we're trying to do. He was like, I can help you with that. But I'm going to need this, and I'm going to need this, and we can barter that. And I was like, let's go. Are you free on, we started doing date. You free September, boom, boom. I was like, Brandon, am I? He said, well, see, put something down. So, Ma, we'll start with you and work our way around. How do you get out of a state of delusion because it's real? Yeah. The Bible says, be not deceived. God is not mocked, which means you could be deceived. A double-minded man we talked about, unstable on his way. Yeah. So we can all be delusional. Yeah. How do you get to reality, Maul, in these days and times?
Ooh. How did you get to reality? Because it's so crazy.
You in it. How did you first get into it?
Yeah, it's crazy because I real talk, I worked around people, dog, that was in a delusional state for years. I'm talking about people, bro, for 30 years. They just in a delusional state, dog. I seen people, man, talking about they gonna get promoted, knowing that they only got 20 positions open, but you got 15,000 people. And you basing your life in this delusion. You done, not only your life, you done based your whole children's future. You done based your spouse. You done based everything on this delusion. But the delusion, I think sometimes, just to backtrack, I think delusion feel good to people.
I wouldn't say feel good, but medicates. You feel what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It medicates it.
It get on that little,
I don't, because if I have to deal with reality, bruh,
but
that's going to be.
Okay, I'll give you an example of it. I don't know what the lottery is at now.
Yeah.
I was
but
just
when that
thinking
bad
about
fella
the
hit
lottery.
$1 billion, how many people gonna be in delusional mode?
No, I was in that. I got me one.
How many
Everybody. Just in case, Lord.
The Lord's speaking that way.
I'm just saying. I did when it hit $1 billion. I listen, twice in my life. Yeah, twice in my life.
Yeah.
It was only $1. And I got a water, and I say, they was like, you're not going to get a lottery ticket. First of all, they try to, why you ask me that? 'Cause I wasn't even thinking about that. Somebody was like, it's $1 billion. I said, give me one. I put it in the car. I never even looked at it. So I might have won.
But let me ask you a question, see?
Yeah.
How did it feel?
I think the person was in Illinois who won. I'm not playing.
Yeah, it was my next door neighbor.
I hope that. Yeah, exactly.
But you talk about that
How did
joke.
it feel to be delusional?
No, for that 24 hours
that you just bought,
you
the
knew
ticket.
That it's a chance that I might be $1 billion.
Oh, it was
and then
good.
when you start hearing everybody, what you start doing? You start hearing everybody talk about what they gonna do if they win.
Bruh.
Man, I ain't even gonna pack no clothes. We just gonna get on the plane. I'm gonna tell all my family, like, just come up. It feel good for
I knew
that
exactly
moment,
what I was
dog.
about to buy. I was ready.
But you know you're not gonna win.
Yeah.
Woo. What's the
90% of us have it.
What's the odds?
The odds is like
Maybe
I'm
more than
talking about
99%. Maybe 97. I don't know what the number is, but 90-some% of us have never won the lottery.
99.9.
99.9,
odds is
bro.
like 0.00.
But then that
Yeah.
delusional. Now I can give another example. Let's talk about the people that's 5'3",
Yeah.
third string
Yeah.
on the basketball team.
And you going to the
And
league.
they talk about they about to go to the NBA draft.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about that's a real delude. But meanwhile, you got people that said Michigan State,
Yeah.
Ain't going to the league.
6'10",
Yeah.
all Americans,
Yeah.
and still ain't getting
Going
it
to the
drafted,
league.
bro.
Yeah.
But you
You
still
5'3".
But you still
At the
you
University
live in
of-
that delusion because that's all you got. Because sometimes, bro, it's the Matrix. Sometimes the delusion. Remember when my man was eating that steak and he said, "Man, I know it's not real."
Yeah.
He said, "I know it's not real."
What movie is that?
The Matrix.
Oh, I told you. I've never seen it.
Yeah. But I'm gonna put you on that clip, though.
I got to see it.
My man was
Fire
but
movie.
he was eating a steak, dog.
Best
They put the
movie
program
ever.
in his head.
Yeah.
He never even had steak before in his life, but he was just like, "I know it's not real.
Yeah.
I know that I'm not really chewing this."
Yeah.
But he said, "But the perception of it is better than the reality." of
That's
me
it right
eating.
there, Maul.
The perception,
Yeah. That's it.
And sometimes people,
Yeah.
they just buy into the perception of a thing
Yeah.
and just say it's better than the reality that I'm really facing.
Yeah.
And so you create this facade.
Yeah, cotton candy.
Cotton candy, dog.
Cotton candy.
And you create this facade because that's all you really got.
Yeah.
And the facade is better than
And
the
it's
reality.
not all you got. It's all you choose to get.
All you choose to
because you're not. Because I can show you how to become a millionaire.
Yeah.
I can show you.
And the sad part is that you're never going to come out of this fake matrix,
You're
right?
never gonna come out of it.
until you deal
Yeah,
in reality.
That's it. And that's the part that I'm saying. That's why I wanted to do this podcast, because I'm saying I'm hurting for you as you wake up every day and eating a fake steak. You're not getting none of the protein from the steak.
Right.
You're not literally getting the real taste from the
Right.
steak. You're not getting the benefits that come, all the stuff that the steak does, the survival that you're eating it and is bringing nutrients to you, is going
But
to your
the
muscles.
thought of it is making me feel like I'm getting the protein.
Yeah.
It's making me feel like I'm getting the
Yeah.
nutrients
but
from
you're
it.
Not.
But
and
you're
you're
not.
gonna die.
Yeah.
You feel you're gonna die. And so I'm watching human beings, like literally, I'm watching human beings literally, bruh, live in a delusional state. And the internet it helps you. The internet is so crazy because it's like, yo, you can be something that you're not. You can get on, you can get on. And what I know though is you can't be delusional, but for so long.
But what the internet do though, it gives you, and you ain't seen the Matrix, it gives you the choice of the red and the blue pill.
Yeah.
I've seen enough clips to know.
So the red
that
pill,
is.
I think the red pill was
Yeah.
the reality.
The reality, yeah.
And the blue pill was
Yeah.
the fake. The
Yeah.
internet gives you the fake. A lot of people is taking that blue pill.
Yeah.
Pause. A lot of people is taking
No judgment. We in our 40s and 50s. Some brothers.
a lot of people they taking the blue
Yeah.
pill because the blue pill makes you feel good.
Okay.
Oh, that blue pill.
Okay.
It's doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hadn't hit the blue pill yet. I hadn't hit the
No,
blue
no,
pill
not
yet.
yet. Not yet.
Okay, I'm covered, I guess.
The
Yeah.
blue
Yeah.
The red pill though is like, yo,
Wrong side. Left side.
Okay.
I gotta work with the red.
Okay, we might have to sponsor the blue pill so we can
Oh, I
get
promise you, bro.
Oh, man, I can't even be serious.
Yeah.
Listen, no, the blue pill does what?
Yeah.
It make you feel good. Why you do your head like that?
Hey, temporarily.
Temporarily. Yeah, temporarily.
It's not, bro. It's temporary, Mark.
So-
yeah.
But like I told you before,
yeah.
most people don't you gotta understand something. It takes a certain maturity to for delayed gratification. It really does, right? Like, think about like my daughter, right? Avery, I told you she got an addiction to sweets. That girl loves sweets. You could tell her, like, all right, cool. And this might be extreme, but like, you can not eat this candy today, and when you're
Gladly
30,
get two.
you're gonna feel stronger and better. I know that. Imagine her being like, oh, okay, you know what, Daddy? Like, this piece of cake right now, I'm good on that. Because when I turn 25, I want to be like, it's no way possible she making that decision. And I'm using an extreme example, but most adults is the same way. Like, you're not willing to say, oh, okay, you know what? I don't need that right now, because at some point, maybe my marriage. Does that make sense? Like, most people can't do that. That's the hardest thing in the world to do for delayed gratification. We all know I probably shouldn't eat this bacon cheeseburger on a Tuesday night for no reason. I probably should order that salad. That salad is going to be better for me in the long run, and I might live till 85 instead of 78 if I make this decision. But right now, as I sit before you here,
can I play devil's advocate?
Yeah.
And I want you to help the people.
please, I'm just saying.
I'm with you on the delayed gratification.
Yeah, that's a maturity that most people are not willing to.
I'm with you on that, especially Avery. I just believe when somebody like me, who, let's just say I'm not into delayed gratification as a child, but once I hit 16, 17, and now I'm homeless, and I'm eating out of a trash can, I'm living in abandoned buildings, I just feel like at some point,
and I'm saying at no point, and most people at no point, bro, we was just talking about it. Bro, we got homies with diabetes, you drink Kool-Aid and eating crazy.
Okay. I'm just saying though,
no,
you feel me?
I'm with you.
thinking at
I'm
some
with you.
point-
I'm saying, and this may sound weird, but delusion is harder.
Okay.
And here's why I say
No, I
that.
feel you.
Bruh, You have all the evidence of reality. Your check is nothing.
Yeah.
Your marriage is trash. You
Yeah.
got all the evidence of reality. So it's actually
I
more
don't
work
believe
to
that
put
though,
in
dog.
delusion.
I don't believe that.
No, I'm saying that's what made me change, though, Maul. That's why I personally changed.
I think reality is hard.
Well, here's the thing, though.
Reality
No.
is
What
different.
he's
Here's the
saying
thing.
is delusion is harder because you get trapped in it.
You got.
It's like
I'm saying
it's
you-
like an addiction.
Okay,
But I'm saying you gotta
can't get out of.
You gotta work even to get to that because
Yeah.
reality is so present. Like
Yeah.
you gotta like step over reality to go
Yeah.
seek for
But
delusion.
what is reality?
reality? Is you broke. Your marriage is tore up. You
Yeah.
can see
You're
that
not- you don't
every
have
single
nothing
And
that
guess
you
day.
what?
want. You don't even
This-
have what you want.
Listen, this cigarette right now
Yeah, that's
is
crazy.
about to give
That's
me.
crazy.
That's
crazy.
You said it. My marriage tore up. My job pissing
Yeah,
me off. I'm
that's
stressed
crazy.
the whole nine.
Yeah.
This cigarette in
Right
this
now,
moment
about to make
bruh,
me feel good.
Spare me with the you gonna be living in
commercial.
ecstasy out of a house on the hill.
The commercial with the,
Bruh.
you know, the head with the back.
I don't listen. Hey,
You watching that smoking.
And listen.
You watching it smoking. You need prayer.
but here go the thing. That's okay. Because what else? The other thing that you selling me ain't real either. I'm about to get my health back. I'm about to have this money. I'm about to get this house on the hill. I may not ever achieve that. What I can achieve,
This right now.
this
And
pull
that's why I
finna
said, Maul,
go straight
it
to my
is
vein.
reality
Right
because
now.
I'm going to get, Maul specifically said, like, I went to San Diego with the information in my head. Never had it before.
Okay, can
But
we
is
say
reality
this?
real
Hold on,
or is
can we say this
perception
though? Can we say this
real?
though?
Well,
Maul,
your reality
listen.
was
But I want
real
Maul to
enough for
speak to
me. Like what
But
you
hold
had
on.
done with real estate
Yeah.
was to me like, yo, if I do what Maul tell me to do,
That's
I'm
real.
gonna get this.
But
It's
listen,
real.
But you
This is-
shaped. Go ahead.
This and Maul, you can speak to this. But that what we're talking about though right now, right, is people not being able to make those decisions because you're not happy with your current reality. Most people. I'm just saying, when you're doing that kind of stuff, like I'm like again, I told me and Maul, we always talk go back to that. Bro, I'm not playing. My man we was on flying first class. My man was on the first class seat, bro, and I'm not even joking. Bro, my man needed 2 extenders.
Yeah.
No judgment. I'm just saying. He was sitting right next to me around the aisle. Bro, they came with the snacks. My man had about I'm not judging. Okay, y'all think I'm judging? I'm just telling you. My man had 3 Cokes,
Yep.
and bro, you know how they be like the basket. My man was grabbing like 5 things out the basket. So I'm saying, in order to be making decisions like that, you're saying I'm not really worried. Like my current reality ain't sweet enough for me to go, I want to continue this anyway. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we looking like, bruh, you got a beautiful kids, beautiful wife. Man, I want to live a long, prosperous, like, so we're looking forward to something. So I'm saying, if you're in your own reality now and you like, this sucks, why wouldn't I take the temporary high? Because at least I can get a small win now, as opposed to never having and denying,
Well,
and now I'm still.
but
So
I
I'm
believe
saying,
I can get
So
a
I'm
win.
saying, if you're, I believe that if you're doing self-destructive behaviors, not in all cases, but in some cases, you going, I'm not really concerned with the future because the present ain't sweet, and I don't believe the future gonna be sweet. So why wouldn't I win now? So you talking about this big payoff that may never come. Again, this cigarette right now,
I can guarantee that big payoff, just like I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee it.
You just gotta
I'm
wait.
saying, but
I
yeah,
can guarantee it.
right. And I'm saying, I know you can.
Yeah, I can guarantee it.
I'm saying, but that reality is more fake than the reality of me.
And that's what I'm saying. Is reality really real? Because everybody got a different reality.
No, it is, Maul.
But I'm
Reality-
saying, but it's
No,
but
I'm
it's,
saying-
it's
I'm
real
saying-
for that individual.
Yeah, I'm saying though, when you're doing something that's about to make you die.
what can you guarantee? Let's go back to that.
Okay.
What can you guarantee for
Well,
me?
I can guarantee you.
I'm broke. I'm 45. My marriage toe up. I'm 300 pounds.
I can guarantee.
What can you guarantee?
I can guarantee you that you did that. I can guarantee you that you did that. I can guarantee,
and I would agree.
and I can guarantee if you
Now
want
what?
something different, you can get that too.
Yeah.
Because you created that. I just had a conversation with somebody yesterday who was on that woe is me. And I said, I just want you to know you created that.
Yeah.
And here's what I need you to know. I said this, see, and I believe this. You can tell me if I'm wrong. I said, I do not believe that people judge you for your past. What I believe is your present resembles your past so much that
Absolutely.
you're getting judged for what you think is your past, but it's not. Your present resembles. I said, listen to me. Nobody treats me like the high school dropout I once was. Nobody treat me like that. When I walk in the room, I'm an expert, ET an expert. They see me as a I don't, what do I do? Energy, passion? I don't know what I do, but that's what they see me as.
That should be two things that may describe
Yeah, you feel? I'm gonna say this.
He said, what do I do? Is it the energy?
Yeah, I don't know. Energy, passion, I don't know which one it is.
S2S podcast family, what's up, man? CJ here. Listen, this coming Monday, the 19th, I got a 2-hour free training just for you. All right, go to workshopwithcj.com, man. We're going to be talking about how to elevate your business, your brand, your marketing, right? And how to get on in the speaking industry if you want to do that, how to become a better communicator. We're going to go over all of those things. This Monday, the 19th, go to Workshop with CJ right now. I'll see you there.
Still to come on the Secrets to Success podcast.
Let's help people who are in a delusional state. We talked about why they are. I'm telling you why I stopped, because it was painful. It was painful. So what I do, I got to start with my credit. The reality is you got a low credit score. You got to fix your credit. The reality is, why is your credit like that? Because you buying stuff that you can't afford. Why are you buying stuff you can't afford? Because I want my friends to think I have what I don't. Why would you want to pretend like you have something that you don't to people? Because I crave for people's attention in a way that's not healthy. I got to go all the way back to the root. I tell you, my wife, she was on the prayer call this morning, and somebody said something to her about marriage, and she was like, just jumped on like, I don't never really get on and say nothing, but I want to say something. I praise God that God let us go through what we went through early in our marriage. I was geek, Ma. I heard something. I didn't hear Didi say, I can't stand my marriage. Yeah. She was like, man, the song was, he brought me every mountain, he brought me through. And Didi was like, yo, he brought us through. I remember, and I was just like, wow, God, that's so dope that Didi is saying it in the past tense. She not saying it in the present tense. And then she said early. Bro, we've been married 35 years. So she said early in our relationship, which I ain't tripping, like I was young. It is what it is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Praise God. Growth. Bruh. And so for me, she can't say anymore that he's spending money wrong. Yeah. She can't say anymore he ain't going to class. She can't say anymore, he irresponsible. You can't talk about me like that no more. I'm not that person no more. And so I said to the person, your past is why you were treated like that. So your past is why you got treated like that. Your present is why you still doing what you're doing, because you still attached to your past. If you start making different decisions today, people won't treat you like that. Yeah. And you won't keep attracting. So that's what I can guarantee. I can guarantee, okay, in some cases, Ma, somebody got hit by a car, they had nothing to do with it. In some cases, that happens. But for the majority of us, it is the decisions that we're making. And when you make a decision to be delusional, what you're saying is you're wasting every single thing, because nothing good is going to ever happen when you're not. Again, I've had this call with Eddie. Bro, the thing that it did for me was go, I'm not tripping that you called me and said something positive. I'm like, wow, all the people who think it's better to call another person who is as struggling as you are. Like, yo, that's delusional. Like, who can help you? The boss can help you.
Forever forward marriage.
It's confirmation, bro. That was the whole thing, back and forth, and they live because they create the delusional reality. It's a delusional reality.
It's delusional.
It's a delusional reality, though. Delusional. It's real to them,
right? And so for C to say in our marriages, if we're blissful, what happened? It was delusional for me to think, if I keep being this version of Eric Thomas, some kind of way me and Didi gonna still be together and be happy. Yeah. It's like, no. So when Didi says stuff to me like, as we got older and Didi says stuff to me, it's like, well, when you don't do this and you don't do this and you don't do that, it don't make me feel safe. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even know security was a thing that made people happy. I don't need none. I'm good. I can live here.
I was homeless.
I'm just being real. Like, it don't matter. Like,
I know where all the good spots are.
Security is nothing that would, like, I don't, like, if you took all my money out the bank tomorrow, Ma, I wouldn't feel like the money in the bank is what makes me secure.
Yeah.
I feel like what makes me secure is my ability to go make some more money. You know what I'm saying? Like, now if you take my skill set from me, I'm hurt. You take the money
He would
in the
love
bank.
nothing more than to take us back to the poorhouse
no
for a little
doubt.
You
while.
feel me?
I had
They
to
was more
move
humble
back.
here, boy.
We had to get a little office.
I can't go
Get
there.
out.
They
Oh,
was
he would
humble
love
here.
that.
He wasn't sitting up like this, bro.
right,
He wasn't
right.
sitting
I
up
definitely
like
wasn't
this,
crossing
bro.
my legs
He
like
wasn't
this.
crossing his legs. He was more
I
humble
definitely
back
wasn't
then.
crossing my
You
legs like
feel
this
me?
when we was broke. This has been earned.
Yeah, you feel me? This
Yeah,
is
that's
this a
earned.
different person.
Yeah.
But I'm being honest. It would be delusional for me to go, yo, C left, and he ain't my homie no more, and we not going. It's delusional to think Carl gonna be able to. I could just call him. He gonna be able to pick up and just come and do every video for me. That's delusional. Was that once a reality? It was. They married with kids now. They weren't married when we had kids. So the reality is, let me get C to the. Like, he here now. Let me talk to him while he here. I don't have what I use. With Carl, you married, you got 2 kids, you got responsibility, you got real estate partner. You busy. I can't just call you. So now it's like, I called Carl yesterday. He was like, okay, depending on the weather, we could do it, but let's do 4. You know what I'm saying? I never had to do 4 more at one time. I didn't have to think about 4 messages at one time. I just do 1, then we wake up the next day, we do 1, next day we wake. But now we don't, and so it would be stupid for me to go, man, see, man, big time. He think he better than me. He think he this, that. He don't got time for me no more. Carl, it's delusional to be in a world that does not exist anymore. The beautiful thing is to go now, I don't see C on the reg, so when I see C, we need to get this done, this done. I put some bills on there that I went to Atlanta and forgot to give it to him because I'm seeing him, geek to see him. I forgot that the doggone information was there. I
Yeah,
forgot.
keep the bills. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's some other stuff that
Okay.
Candace needs. So I'm just saying,
The bills.
as we leave, we only got a couple more minutes. Let's help people who are in a delusional state. We talked about why they are. I'm telling you why I stopped, because it was painful to have a vision of winning a championship and not winning one. It was painful to more go in certain neighborhoods and know I'm not in a position to get that house. It was painful. So what I do, I got to start with my credit. The reality is you got a low credit score. You got to fix your credit. The reality is, why is your credit like that? Because you buying stuff that you can't afford. Why are you buying stuff you can't afford? Because I want my friends to think I have what I don't. Why would you want to pretend like you have something that you don't to people? Because my father wasn't in my life. Okay, what does your father not being in your life to do? Well, I feel rejected. I feel abandoned. And so I crave for people's attention in a way that's not healthy. I got to go all the way back to the root and then go, okay, well, buying stuff that you can't afford ain't helping your issue with your father. Is actually putting you in debt. So it's like, all right, cool. I fixed that.
Temporarily, though.
It's not even temporary.
I think it does temporary. When you first drive off, no, I'm dead serious. When you,
Give you that little junkie.
hey, listen, you pair your Bluetooth, you get your song. That's a shot of dopamine.
Yeah, it give you
I'm
that.
dead serious.
I'm not laughing
It's
at you. I'm
temporary.
laughing because I did it.
No.
I did it. And I was at the light. I was at the light over somebody because I had the truck bomb. They was in the little escort. And I'm looking down like, what?
Listen.
And then Didi come
So
home like,
temporary.
you know we broke, don't you?
Yeah, look.
Turn the radio down.
But you don't look broke.
Yeah, but I'm saying temporarily,
Yeah, temporarily.
it can give you that shot of dopamine,
Yeah.
which seems better than nothing.
But that dopamine cost you twice as more.
Yeah, you digging
It
a
costs
hole. You digging a hole. Yeah, you still digging.
It's like if you look at certain people on drugs, you can see the consequences of the drug.
Yeah.
Like if you look at somebody who drinks alcohol, especially like all their life, and it ain't.
See it in their skin.
Yeah, what do you call it? Like it's not social or responsible.
Yeah.
Bro, you start seeing their skin.
Yeah.
The people who are on meth, you can see it in their teeth, right? It's just like every drug that instant. And so that's why I'm saying it's like, bro, for those of you who are gambling or whatever you're doing, yeah, it might be an instant, but what it costs on the back end is not worth what you're doing. So for me, I just had to fix it and go, E, what do you really want? I really want to give Didi the security that she wants. So I don't need nobody to know what I got in the bank, but I really do need to have something in the bank. Yeah. And so I need to be more responsible with my spending. Mm-hmm. I don't need any more shoes. Bro, I remember when I got to a point where it's like, in the beginning, Jordan, I was working with Jordan. Jordan would send me J's. Then I was working with LeBron's camp. LeBron camp would send me shoes. They start Jalen shoes. Nike, I would do different, like with brand, remember with B. I'm in Dallas doing work with B. They giving me Nikes. You know, and then I started buying a couple here and there. Got a little plug, and the plug was sometimes. And then I got to a point, I was like, E, you don't even wear half the J's you have because you don't want to mess them up. It's like, it needs to stop. You got enough. Like, to do what you're trying to do in terms of your wardrobe, you know, you can write it off. This is cool. But, like, at some point, you have to stop doing what's not helping you. So, for me, that was me going all the way back to my cause of why I didn't have delayed gratification and then working on it. All right? Talk to me, y'all. Give me, each one of you, don't mind. Just give me, you don't got to tell me where it came from, but how do you stay in reality so the people that are listening can go, oh, there go Mars 1, 2, 3 step. That's how I can stay in reality. Is it your why? Is it your, yeah?
No, I'm going to start us another business, but CJ got to do all the work with this one.
Yeah.
And I'll say that the simple answer is phone a friend. Like, there's a conversation, I don't even know if you remember,
That's
but this
good.
is way back when we was doing Make Real Estate Real, when we were starting that. And I was frustrated. There was a point in time I was like, yo, it's too much. I can't do anything more. And she was like, yo, we got to do the thing with Mom. I'm like, see, you were delusional, bro. I can't do it. And that was my point of venting to C. I'm like, bro, you don't understand. I'm doing this. I'm checking emails, all that. And she was like, that's your fault. Again, phone a friend. He said to me, let me just be real with you. Everything that you want, you're not going to get it because you're earning, this is the exact line you said, you're making exactly what you deserve right now. Bruh, that thing, like, and again, I know who I'm talking to, so it's not no anger at C. It's like I had to embrace what he said. It's like, so that was the reality for me. Like, yo, you checking emails. As much as it was an important part of building the business, you're checking emails.
No
How much you
CEO
think you're
checks
going to get
emails.
paid for checking emails?
delusional.
You on Shopify and every customer thing. Like, what do you think is going to come from that? And that was a reality check for me. So I'm saying to somebody, you need that person that you can literally have a conversation with. And the person is, if you in that delusional state, they're not in your circle right now. Let me say it like that. You got to find somebody in a different circle to talk to, because that one conversation was like, Carl, you just got to adjust what you're doing. It's not even like you're doing nothing wrong. But you got to have somebody that you can talk to that could just call that out.
So talk to people who are in reality.
Yeah.
And don't be having conversations with people who are delusional.
And don't bring it, then back to C again, don't bring it with the drama. Like, yo, this is what's going on. Like, because again, I could say, like, see, I'm checking all these emails. And again, I probably had that spirit. Yeah. And he was like, no, we don't do that. Yeah. Like, change that. So you come with, hey, I'm not exactly happy where I am. Let's just be honest with that. I'm not thrilled where I am. I want to get somewhere else. Like, what do you see? What differences what adjustments can I make?
Yep.
And I'm going to say this to you. For those of you who get on the internet and you do that thing on the internet where you like delusional, when you talking about people, when you're doing that whole thing, again, I don't say this to be like angry, because it don't hurt nobody but you. Like, whoever you trying to hurt, and nobody's gonna watch you do that online and go, oh, I'm about to draft them on my squad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm about to draft, they dogging, they boss out. Oh, I need you on my team. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not about to happen, I promise you. What I am telling you is to stop doing it and call a
I'm saying
friend.
we can start. That's why I said we start a business and we can call CJ. We just gonna put a price on it. You just
That's
call
it. You
CJ
call
for a
CJ.
couple minutes.
Oh, yeah. I snap you right back. I snap your butt right
No, that's
back.
it. That's
It'll
what we
be
do.
quick.
But I'm saying, make sure when you are delusional, you still work on trying to make yourself attractive, right? And I'm just saying, everybody ain't, Denzel, everybody ain't C, everybody ain't Maul. So you got to figure out, if you ain't got muscles, you not look a certain way. Like, there are individuals who would not necessarily be considered the most attractive that got people flocking all over them. Trust me when I tell you that. And then there are women who may be naturally attractive who don't got nobody all on them. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. So if you are in a delusional state, be careful when you get around realistic people that you find a way to still be able to be attractive and not make them go, get out my presence. Like, you killing me. Like, I don't want you around. So that's number one. Good. Talk to me, C. Give me one or two things you feel that the person right now that's listening to our podcast, but the marriage ain't there, the money ain't there, they delusional, they don't want to snap out of it. What do they need to do to get in reality? Because I tell you this, Once that GPS tell you where to go, that's real.
Right.
You got a way better chance of putting in that address and watching that joker tell you where to go. It's going to give you 3 routes. Then you just getting in the whip and driving around and you don't know what's going on. That's delusional. Yeah. Joy riding. In life.
I would just say, man, stop choosing what feels good in exchange for what's actually good. Okay, so we talked about this the other day. Look at all of the things that they didn't want us to do. It's like there's a reason they didn't want slaves to read.
Right.
Ooh, that's a new podcast. See,
Okay, that's what I didn't.
that's a new podcast.
We talked about. We just had this conversation.
Yeah, we're texting about it.
Yeah.
So it's a reason now they like. Now you need a new ID. Like everything. Like they're trying to like. So you have to swim upstream. Does that make sense? Like what they're trying to do is wash everything down.
Yep.
So they want you watching Netflix all day. They want you spending all your money on stupid stuff. They want you not investing. They want you to not read. They want you to not because then that opens it up for the people who got the knowledge and know. So again, when you look at life, it's really about swimming upstream. I tell my son said, Dad, what's your favorite food? I said, man, probably like some Chicago deep dish pizza.
Come on.
Like I
thought you were gonna
like
say them Italian sausages with the bell peppers and the onion.
No. I like Portillo's crazy too.
I brought him some.
Chicago got the best food.
Bruh.
So I'm just saying, it's so funny though, because he was like, man, I was like, man, maybe like a big Chicago deep dish, like. And he said, you know what he said? Guess what he said to me?
I ain't never seen you eat that.
He was like, Dad, your favorite food is pizza. You never eat pizza. He literally was like, I don't ever see you eating pizza. Like, what you mean that's your favorite food?
Bars.
Yeah.
And I said, bro, it don't have nothing to do with, I made a commitment and a vow when you were born that I was about to change the way, bro, I was 336. I walk around, I told Maul the other day, 226. That's 110 pounds.
For how long that you've kept that off?
Trey's 11. This is swimming upstream. That's why I told him.
I'm sorry,
I said,
Jalen.
Listen, no. I'm just letting you know, like, I didn't lose the taste.
Sorry, bud.
No, I didn't lose the taste for deep dish
To
pizza.
this day, right now.
I'm talking about right now.
To this day.
I'm just saying. I have to swim upstream though. I didn't lose the want to watch every single game. I didn't lose that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Like I never lost that.
never
I
lost
made
that.
different decisions.
Yeah.
So what the world wants to set you up to do everything that feels good.
Yeah.
Eat that pizza. Bro, we work hard for that. Eat that pizza. Hey, I told E it's bad. Like back in the day, it's like, dang, you was broke.
You do know the next time you come to my house, I'm gonna have like 15 deep dish pizzas.
You know what's so crazy, bro?
Delivered to your suite.
You know what's so crazy? I promise you, the craziest thing, Maul, bruh. And now, if I make a decision like, oh, okay, it's gonna be a cheat day, we're gonna do whatever. I promise you, no, bruh, you could set 30 of them right here. Don't even, because here's the thing, the more you swim upstream, the stronger you get.
Yeah.
Come on.
So it don't even, bruh, it don't even like it's not even a choice. I mean, y'all with me? We eat together all the time. It's like, again, what did I order yesterday at dinner? Bruh, salad. Bruh, I didn't look at the menu and go, dang, man, them fries and that. Like, bro, I don't do that. Yeah. So again, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I do swim upstream. Yeah. And I do look at, okay, what's the world trying to get you to do? Okay, probably do something different. Like, why didn't they want the slaves to read? Yeah. I know somebody's like, what? What they putting in there that they don't want us to know? Yeah. So you have to fight like hell to go, I'm going to find out. How come they don't want us to invest in? How come they don't want us to know about that? You should have a trust. How come that ain't in school books? You got to fight to learn that. My son just told me they learning. They was talking about something, and I was like, oh, okay, like they still doing that, like Shakespeare or something like that, like. But we don't know about trust.
Right.
We still ain't got no tax. Y'all still ain't taking no pre-tax class, like where they teach you like how to do
like mortgage.
Bruh, they want to do predatory loans. How can they do predatory loans if everybody understands how a mortgage works?
Bruh.
So you have to fight against exactly what they're trying to give you. And I ain't trying to sound like no revolutionary. I'm just letting you know that in order to fight the power, bruh. I'm just saying, in order to get to it, you got to learn.
This podcast will not be televised.
When I met Maul, I don't know real estate. Maul was like, bruh, you will. because it's foolish
choice.
not to.
Have to.
You already in
You
it.
have to.
So again, it's just information, bro. And it's like when you're out there, you look at your daily decisions. Again, ask yourself, am I conforming to what? Because you probably gonna get with. It's so crazy, and we'll talk about another pod. But it's like even now, you know, I was talking to a friend, and I was helping her with her keynote. She was saying, you know, her thing is beyond. You got to go beyond. Remember, I was telling you beyond, and it's like, yo, that's so dope because think about it. Even now, they like, oh, we set a goal for our kids: graduate from college. What do we talk about beyond that?
Right.
Oh, get a 6-figure job. What's beyond that?
Right.
Like what? Like, okay, so I have what you think, and now again, but you have to get the information. You got to swim upstream, and you got to ask yourself, am I making 9 times out of 10? If you're looking and you're going, you made the easy decision. That probably
and that's
is
delusional.
I'm just saying that's
I'm
that's
just
the
saying
thing.
that's what delusion is.
I'm
You
saying-
making an easy decision.
Anybody else got anything before we get up out of here?
Oh man, can't wait to see you in Ghana, brother.
Yeah, that's gonna be big.
Africa.
Okay,
This is you know what's crazy? I've been to North Africa. I've been to South Africa. Finally getting to go to Africa.
Yeah.
I don't know what you know what I'm saying? What would you call Mid
West
Africa?
Africa. West.
I don't know. West Africa.
Yeah, it's West Africa.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but I'm just saying, like Egypt. I ain't gonna lie. Egypt didn't really feel like
Africa.
Felt like the Middle
Don't
East.
do that, but don't. Yeah, it's Africa. Though.
I know.
It's Africa.
Right,
But he's
yeah.
I
talking
know it
about
didn't feel like.
I don't know. When we got in the
Yeah.
Swan.
That Swan was nice, but I'm saying it wasn't
You saw the
like
pyramids.
it was. I just tell. Listen.
And everybody in the pyramid, the hieroglyphics,
Hey.
they look like us.
Yeah.
No. I'm talking about like I didn't feel like the welcome home thing. Does that make sense? I ain't feel
Oh,
that.
because they kept saying, look what we did. That tour guy was like, I had to check him a couple times. I had to check him,
Oh,
man,
I got
bro.
too much dip on your chip.
Oh, too much
That's
dip.
for another podcast. We'll bring it. Maul. Hey, you know Maul got a whole nother side to him with the History
The
Channel.
history stuff.
Maybe
yeah.
one day we get Maul to do his Black History podcast. But
Hey,
Maul,
man,
Maul,
I
and,
need
Maul
it.
and Will, these brothers, they was bro, you should have seen them. Bro, we was at the pyramids, bro. You know me, first of all. You know, I went to public school, Lance, and we
Talk about that one.
Yeah, we weren't waxing deep like that. Maul and Will was walking, looking at the pyramid. Okay, now see, if you look at the way the ancient...
I was over there looking
Oh,
like
bruh.
Jesse Jackson when President Obama won the election, bro. I was over there, I was in tears, man. I couldn't.
It's
Man,
real,
it was,
bro.
bro, it's unreal.
Real. It's real.
Now, you see LA, listen, I will say, there wasn't necessarily nothing that was on my bucket list, but when you see them pyramids with your own eyes, as y'all know, you do kind of like, whoa, it's different.
Still
It
can't
definitely
figure
hit
it
me.
out.
I'm talking about just
Camel
riding down the highway
I'm
when
just
I
saying
first
the
seen
camel
it.
ride.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, the camel ride.
Even
is like,
the Valley of the Kings,
yeah.
that was different.
Which one was that?
That's what King Tut.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
When you
Oh,
go down-
that was crazy.
Yeah, Ramses.
Yeah, my man
Oh,
was
yeah,
down
that's
there.
that's
My
real.
man down
That's
there.
biblical, bro.
Yeah.
Like
That's
I was setting my
history.
eyes on the pyramids. The only thing I kept thinking about was, Moses. I got the same view as Moses. I got the same view as Christ. I got the same view as Joseph.
Wow.
Bruh, deep
Yeah, that's crazy. All right.
reality, bro.
Yeah, we will
See you next
see you next week.
See you next week.
Let's go.
I want you to focus on here right now. Don't you worry about when you get home. You concentrate on this opportunity. You don't worry about tomorrow. You concentrate on this opportunity with all your might, with all your soul, with all your heart.
Thank you so much for rocking with us as always, right? We don't take it lightly, guys. And we hope that we've provided transformation and not just information. We want you to become the best version of yourself, right? Make sure you check out the show notes to access all the important links and get your product discounts. Now, one favor we're asking of you, do us this favor. Make sure you subscribe and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. We want to know your feedback on how we can serve you better. And if there's anyone that you think could benefit from listening to this show, please, I'm begging you, please share it with them. And remember, as E always says, if you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful.